Director and personal trainer Eric Stratman from Phat Dad Health joining us live on this Saturday morning talking about health over vanity.
Yeah. I mean, this is a subject that, we see over and over. I mean, our society puts our health journey or nutrition, fitness at just how I look. And they're like, well, wherever I'm at in my life and how I care, it doesn't matter where really I need to, focus my attention and going, well, that's really the back seat to the big picture. I like to give that analogy of, if you see a car coming at you and you're in the road and you have the opportunity to jump out of the way, are you going to jump out of the way or are you going to let it hit you? What are you going to do?
You're going to jump out of the way.
Okay. Well, it's not a trick question.
It's a real question.
Wait a minute. She's like, should I get hit? Because I'm not going to win the lottery and then I'll get that money. But
rethinking my answer.
I'm like, what kind of car is it? Is it a Lamborghini or?
No. Well, but really the idea is that that's your health. It represents your health. Are you going to run at that car and let it hit you even sooner? Because health is one of those things that in life that we actually have control over, right? Nobody's eating for you, nobody's exercising for you, nobody's taking it away from you. So it's important to have that perspective that, it's more, you're going to get a lot more out of life when you take that health perspective instead of the vanity, because the vanity's like, what's the next event coming up? And once that's gone, you're not motivated anymore. But if you're thinking, okay, I want to be the best version of myself to avoid chronic disease, autoimmune issues, and things that are very preventable, because when you look at the top 10 killers in the US, 9 of them, the precursor is overweight and obesity. So it's, one of those things that people don't really think about, especially pandemic time, saying, where's my immune system at? Well, how do you improve your immune system the best is really focusing on your health and just eating well and just getting some physical activity in.
So when you're healthy, and I guess, I know we've talked about this before, never really on the show, but just in general. So we're talking about you want to, of course, be the healthiest version of yourselves for of course, your children, your family, just for yourself in general.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of ignoring, I've heard people say in the past, hey, I just want to look good in a t-shirt. I just want to, be able to look good in that suit, look good in that dress.
Right.
And that's not what this is. This is more, you shouldn't be looking at the vanity aspect of it. You should be looking at the long-term effects. I mean, yes, of course you want to look good,
Absolutely.
but you also have to make sure that you can live as long as possible.
Absolutely.
You're hitting the nail on the head, and that's it. I mean, but one doesn't come without the other, because if you're focused on your health, there are going to be vanity benefits. I mean, if you're reducing your body fat, you're increasing your lean muscle mass, those things are going to happen. But to have that perspective to say, well, what version do I want to be of myself? And then, anybody we're working with, we're talking about, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be in the mirror? Who do you want to be to your kids? Who do you want to be to your coworkers? And then what actions does that person take in order to achieve the health you're looking for? Because then you're avoiding these major issues. When you're talking about some types of cancer and diabetes and heart disease, I mean, the list goes on of what's preventable because of the decisions we make each and every day. So it's just having that best version of yourself. You're saying, hey, I want to get up and not hurt when I wake up in the morning and just be able to move around. When you talk about limiting your mobility and physical activity and just thinking daily activities are limited based off of our health, it just allows you to get the most out of each and every day and really say, okay, I want to jump out of that car because I have a lot to live for. I jump out of the way of the car, excuse me.
Absolutely. Well, Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stick around, right?
Okay, yep.
We're going to have you
I'm
on. Yeah, don't go anywhere. We're going to have you back next hour, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Really do appreciate that.
Director and personal trainer Eric Stratman from Phat Dad Health joins us live this morning, and we're talking about health over vanity, which for a lot of people, I mean, you might think that like vanity, okay, great, you're looking at your vanity, you're looking in the mirror.
That's it.
But what we're talking about is much more than just saying to yourself, I want to fit into this. I want to, fit into this suit. I want to fit into this dress.
Right.
I just want to, look good to other people. Health is a lot more than just that.
Absolutely, hitting the nail on the head. And that's really the message with this, because we look at exercise, we look at nutrition, and everybody that approaches it, it's because of how they want to look. And they're like, well, if they really don't care, or they're settled in their relationship, or they don't have any graduations or events coming up, they're like, oh, I don't really have to worry about it. But it's really understanding, like, where is your health in all of this? Because 9 of the 10 top killers in the U.S., when you look at predisposed, situations, you look at obesity or being overweight is going to increase your chances of getting these. So when you look at diabetes or some types of cancer or heart disease, and the list goes on, and going, okay, well, I can get out of the way of that car that we talked about in the last segment. Like, hey, if you have a car coming at you, are you going to jump out of the way? You're going to let it hit you. Well, you're letting that car hit you when you're not focused on your health. And it doesn't mean you have to be this, I work out, 15 hours a day and I just eat chicken and broccoli and that's it. It's just having general focus on what is your daily activity, what's your ability, what is your real level of health. And that's also going to increase your enjoyment of life. I mean, when we're the healthiest version of ourselves, I believe, you're going to get the most out of life when you are feeling as good as you can.
I mean, honestly, I was breathing hard just going up the stairs to my apartment a little while ago, and I was like, you guys, this is not okay. But I started going to the gym just like a couple times a week, not a whole lot, not getting crazy, but I already feel accomplished.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot better.
I mean, you said it, how quickly it happens, because where most of us don't realize it because we think about the physical benefits of exercise, but it has a huge impact on us mentally. When you look at the hormonal response when you exercise, you just feel better. You have, more energy. You just have a different disposition of yourself that when you are physically active, and then it also sets you up for that day. You're like, well, I want to put good things in make better decisions because I did this hard work in the gym, even if it's 15 minutes, 5 minutes, you're going up the stairs or whatever, it's just making sure that you're getting through each day, understanding that I really want to focus on my health. I mean, the vanity side comes with, if you're exercising or, you're focusing on what you're eating, you're going to look better because you're reducing body fat, increasing lean muscle mass, but it's really that focus of what is your health like, and you have full control over what's going on. Like, nobody's eating for you, nobody's forcing you to drink something, you are doing it to yourself. So are you getting into a habit or getting into a routine that's going to help you the most, or are you just letting it fly by the seat of your pants and, hey, whatever happens, happens. I'm just going to live my life to eat and drink and do whatever I want, and go, okay, well, I get up in the morning, I have aches and pains, I have issues, and just really saying, hey, let's get the vanity out of the way and focus on our health.
Everybody's heard, runner's high, you're releasing the dopamine, things like that goes in your head. And you're exactly right. I mean, you're working out, you're putting in this effort, you're either, doing cardio, you're lifting, it doesn't matter. Generally, at some point, you go home and you say, I don't want all this hard work to go to waste. So then slowly but surely, the dietary stuff, starts to change. Eric Stratman from Phat Dad Health joining us this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, 7:30 the time. Andrew,